Well, good afternoon and welcome. My name is Cesar Rivas, and I am the Natural Selection Specialist for Sound Payments, and specifically for Sound POS. Apologies, I'm a little bit rough here. Getting over a cold. Having a little bit of technical issues here, but I'm gonna get it fixed real quick. I wanted to share with you my terminal screen, but the system got a little bit funny. So we are going to look at an A77. So today, unfortunately, I did not get a chance to switch over to an antique store because, like I said, I'm having some technical issues here, but we are going to be able to see um, how to utilize two things today. Number one is we're going to be looking at um, the way that you utilize something called inventory movement, which is what's used to register your purchases and things like that. And then the second one is um, we're going to look at adding additional payment items. All right. So if you haven't been through this session before, what I normally do, it's on the second or last Wednesday of every month, 1 p.m. Eastern time. I'll present maybe a different kind of retailer and different features, maybe some new features and so forth. The first 15 minutes tops of the presentation. And then the second part of it, normally I'll just go into wait 1 second here. I'll just go into the kind of a sales pitch. We've been doing these over a little bit over 2 years. So if you have not had a chance to look at these, I encourage you to go to our YouTube channel, Sound Payments, where we got all of the older ones recorded here. All right. So again, first 15 minutes tops, I'll be going over some features. Now, as I mentioned earlier, unfortunately, I was having some technical issues, so I was not able to change the type of store. I wanted to do an antique store. So what I did is I actually added a couple of antique items here to my convenience store, which is my Micro Mart. All right, and actually you'll find them here under my shop items here. Let's see here, gift shop. So I added three items. Don't have any pictures yet, but a chair, a nightstand lamp, and a painting. And the chair and the nightstand are the ones that I actually keep track of inventory. This painting is usually a unique item. All right. So what I wanted to show you is, and I'm using an A77, which is a portable unit, kind of like the A920, but this looks more like a cell phone. If you haven't seen it, it looks very, very similar to like an iPhone, the older version especially, and it has your credit card ports on there, for EMV acceptance, for MagStripe, for tap and pay, and so forth. It does not have a printer built in though. Right, so that's what we're going to be using. So the function that I'm referring to is called inventory movement, and it's found under your inventory section. That's right here. Okay, you go in there, and this is what's recommended that you utilize whenever you're adjusting inventory. So if you get new shipments in and things like that, not to do it manually under your store because that doesn't register anywhere. But instead, this inventory movement does register. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. Now this A77 comes with a built-in scanner. So there's a couple of ways that you can actually do this. You can actually go just through the list of your categories here, like the gift shop, and select the items that you want to modify, or you can do search on the inventory at the top here. And if you do have a scanner, you can actually scan. For example, let me scan the top one here. So that's a search on that, and what comes up is the chair, obviously, which is the first item here, right? So I'll select that, and then I'll do another search for another item. Again, I can either do it through the categories here, or I can just use the search query. If you have a scanner attached to your countertop, that'll work. But if you have like an A920 Pro or you got this A77, these come with a built-in scanner, which again, when you search, you'll be able to find the items. And then once you're done choosing all the items, you can go to the list here and then say how many of these you're going to be adding. All right. So for example, maybe for the nightstand, that lamp, I want 10 more to be added. Okay. You could either type in the number, or you could use the little plus and minus buttons here at the bottom. Okay. Let me scroll up a little bit more. Um, Chair, I say all right, I want 5 more chairs. Okay. So tap in here. I'll just type in the number 5, and then I just submit. And you can choose either in purchase or out if you're gonna, adjust your inventory. If you're gonna maybe change warehouses and things like that. That's the way that will work there. All right. If you do have any questions, any comments, please feel free to go to the QA session that's on here. Okay. Um, so please ask any questions there. You don't have to wait till the end of the session. The other thing I wanted to show you on here is if we get out of here and we go to our settings, you can add different types of payment here that aren't necessarily your conventional type of payment, right? So if you go to your pay method, you'll see that I actually have Venmo on here. Okay, this is on the terminal. You can actually edit your custom payment methods and add another one. Say, Cash App, for example. Now, of course, the system does not do the processing. Okay, this is done obviously by but the application on the phone itself by the fintech. But this is really useful for you to register if you are receiving that type of alternative payments. This is really good for you to register that as well. All right. All right. So with that, really, you can also do it on the web portal. And let me go ahead and log into the store. I'm gonna log me out. There we go. We're gonna go to the micro store here. Okay. This is the demo environment. Remember, you all have access to that if you wanted to kind of play around with our POS. Give me 1 second here. All right, so if you go to the POS and your POS configuration here, and then you go to pay methods here, payment method, then you'd be able to add again. You want to add something that's, again, not the norm, so to speak. All right. So that's how you would actually add it on here as well. All right. All right. So with that, pretty much those are the features I want to highlight. But I do want to mention something. We recently had an update on the POS and want to share with you what that looks like. For those of you who have the countertop units like the E700 or the E800, you know that these have a little screen where it's the actual credit card processing screen. So for the E800, let me show you what that looks like here. Right. It's just a home picture here. Oh, sorry. So this is for the E800. So this is what the screen would look like. Now, what we did is we updated so it wouldn't be so confusing. If you look at the actual order on the bigger screen for the E800, we're just ordering two items, right? The Reese's Peanut Butter Cup and the Perrier. But here we're using dual pricing. So you've got, the higher price on the left and the lower price on the right. It's cash discounting. For the system in the past, it's very difficult to control. This is a PAX device. We don't have a lot of control over it. We control the POS side, but not so much the payment device. It was difficult to arrange it so that it looked like only two items. So it looks like it's actually four, but no, it's the same two items. The thing is that the lower price is on the second line. So the update that we recently did, just to show you what that looks like, and it's not a very good picture, right? So excuse me for my quality of the picture here. Okay. But the other thing that we did is now you've got, the higher item price on the top, and then the lower is actually mid sentence with a zero here. So you can see clearly that only one item is being rung up here. And then you do have the two totals here, the higher payment total and then the lower payment here. Same thing with the taxes and so forth. All right. But just made that difference because the way that it used to be, even if it was just one item, it would have these two lines and these two prices to the right. Now it only has one price to the right, and then the discount, and it's clearly marked as cash price on the second line. Okay, so to clarify a little more, so especially if you don't have an E800 that has that secondary screen, but only the E700 or the E500, this kind of clarifies that for you. All right. All right. So with that, let's see if we have any questions on here. It doesn't seem like it. So I'm going to go on then with the actual presentation of the device. All right, of our Sound POS solution. So first thing is about us. If you're not familiar with us, we are a software developer in the payment services industry. We don't do any processing whatsoever. We want to provide you with the solutions so you can serve your merchants out of Jacksonville, Florida. And POS has been out now for over 3 years. So we've got, we have a lot of terminals out there that are utilizing it. So again, we want to emphasize we're not a processor. We're in no way to compete with you, the resellers. All right. The the normally these are the primary functions that I like to highlight on here. They have different abilities to or different ways to track inventory, different ways to upload inventory. You can even do migration from like an old POS. The ability to restrict access to functions that are very detailed level for your employees and also keep track of their time card. The ability to store your customers' personal data. You can even import a personal database for your customers. All right. And it comes with a credit account feature built into the customer database so that the merchant can choose if they want to give credit to their customers, different amounts for each customer. Really good for things like layaway. It also comes with a points-based loyalty program, which again the merchant can customize to to the right ratio in terms of how many points are generated by a purchase, how many points are required to redeem a purchase. The sales tax is it's organized at the individual item level, so you can have an item that has a luxury tax and another one that does not. It's backed up on a cloud, which means that if you've got multiple terminals, they'll talk to each other. So you can start a transaction on one terminal, finish it on another. All right, and then it comes with a web portal, which is browser based, not an app, so you can see it on a computer, on a tablet, even on a cell phone. And then it comes with a range of reports on the terminals, and then some other reports that are Excel based and PDF based on the actual web portal. You can see here on the screen the different web portal views depending on the type of device. You got computer, laptop, tablet, and so forth. We are certified to work with all major processors. And again, because it's backed up on the cloud, everything can be done remotely, even updating firmware without disrupting the functionality of the device. Um, we have two different types of devices in terms of the way that the layout is on the screen. We've got the handheld devices, which are the ones you see on the top, and it's more of a vertical orientation. Then you got your horizontal orientation on the bottom for your countertop units. All of them are a full version of the POS. It's not a watered down version, one or the other. All right. And as I said, they all communicate with each other. And then you can see some samples on the right hand side of your computer based web portal at the top, and then your handheld or your smartphone based on the bottom there. Right. The units are running Android depending on which model. Right now, I think we're up to Android 10. They do have the portable ones have very strong battery life. The countertop ones do have battery built in for the purpose of just backup 10 minutes if you run out of batteries. And they can connect in multiple ways: Wi-Fi, Ethernet for the countertop units, Wi-Fi, SIM, and for your portable units, and even your countertop units, you can have a SIM. And then most of them have the countertop units have your dual terminal screens. It really is flexible, almost any industry. Say the only restriction would be maybe full service restaurants. We don't have a reservation module or anything like that. So I would say that would be the only restriction that I'd see, but it's good for the food industry as well. QSRs, food trucks, because you can keep track of inventory through ingredients, through modifiers. And the retail side, it is adaptable to almost any situation. I'd say maybe beauty salons that want an integration between their appointment, their appointment book and the POS. Yeah, that would be the only limitation. But other than that, you can do almost anything that you would have with any other POS that specializes in that industry. All right. We do provide 24/7 merchant support for the resellers. You got a Sound Hub, which is like an all-in-one stop shop. We provide app updates and firmware and so forth, all right, and advanced level support, of course, for the reseller. We have a very experienced implementation team, and we can actually implement. We can do everything. The system is designed to be self-service. So you as a reseller, if you've got your technical team, you can actually manage everything on your own. But if you do need full support in terms of boarding and things like that, we can also provide you that service. All right. All right. So with that, finish today's workshop. I hope I can see you guys on next month's workshop. Again, second Thursday, second Wednesday from the end of the month. I believe, what is that? In June the 19th. All right. Hopefully we'll be able to hear you guys have you guys on board on the 19th. So with that, we're gonna go ahead and sign off. Thank you very much and have a great rest of the day.